Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm the Mighty MC, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Seaton from Ocaso Knives. I got this one early last week, and I've played around with it a little bit, but I haven't just had time to make a video, so we're going to get to that now together. Okay? Comes in a cool package, but there's nothing too fancy about it, and then once you take it out, there's nothing fancy at all. They have this little bag, which isn't uncommon. And move that. Here is our knife. Again, this is the Ocaso Knife Seaton. This is the large and the silver or stainless steel, because there is a large G10 model as well. They're the same price though. I haven't seen the G10 model anywhere but Ocaso's own site yet. And then the small is the exact same knife, obviously just on a smaller scale. Okay? So Ocaso in general seems like they're geared toward gentlemen's carries, and I think they state that in their website somewhere: executive carry, gentleman carry. So this knife is definitely intended for a suit, a wedding, something where an office carry, not something where you don't want to carry your damn designs Fenrir or your Kaiser mini roach, or a knife that's going to intimidate people. You're looking for a smaller, less threatening knife, in my opinion, and a light duty, obviously. And this will fit the bill for those things. Okay, and again, this is the Seaton Large. Now, the scales are stainless steel, and they are very nice looking stainless steel. If I do say so myself, they have a nice finish on them. And they have a really cool pivot. If you can see it, it says Ocaso in it. So it's one of the nicer looking pivots out there. And I do like that little touch. Now, there's no pocket clip, so this is a floater. He's just going to go in your pocket and hang out there. So, I don't love that, but I guess for a suit pocket, something like that, that makes sense. On the other side, you have one body screw and the back side of the pivot, and that's all you have. You also probably noticed there you only have one thumb stud. Now, it's not really, you can move that thumb stud. There's a T6 there. Now, it's not really made for reverse deployment or anything. You've only got that one thumb stud for deployment, and there's a ramp on this side. That won't matter though. If you do switch the thumb stud around, I have found that the up force on this one works better than the out force. So I think you could switch it and still get pretty much the same action that I get, even though you won't have that ramp. You have 3 standoffs and your stop pin on the back. There is no lanyard hole. You could put a lanyard right there. Of course, I wouldn't. I think a lanyard would break the sleek aesthetic, the modern aesthetic of this knife. And I just don't think that's what it's intended for. So I don't think that would work out. But anyway, this is our knife in the closed position. One method of deployment here on an AUS 10 blade. The action is good enough. The blade is nice. I'll tell you something, guys. This came super sharp also. So I'm impressed. You have Made in Taiwan right there. I can't really get it for you. I know CRKT makes a lot of their knives in Taiwan. Spyderco has some of theirs made in Taiwan. I have heard people say that the Taiwanese knives are better quality than the Chinese knives, but that might be case by case and a matter of opinion. Now, while it does open kind of snappy, it's a Linerlock, by the way, also, and you do have really nice access. The close is not as smooth at all. Nice snappy open, not so much on the close. Probably not a fidgeter anyway. You're not going to want to fidget with this in your office. I drive my wife nuts fidgeting with knives. I'm sure in a wedding or a business setting, I would drive other people nuts fidgeting with knives also. Now, while the action's good, the ergos are good, because I can get up right there and I can get 4 good fingers on it. I have a pretty wide hand from there to there also, and I can still get 4 good fingers. There's not much of a choil at all, but I'm guessing they're thinking you're probably not going to be using this thing extensively or abusively, So they're probably thinking you're not going to have to cut this or sharpen this thing a whole lot. You know, you might open a package or cut some tape or something like that. I'm guessing that's the idea, but there is not much of a sharpening choil before you get into it. And I don't know if I said this yet. The blade's AUS 10, Japanese AUS 10. You know, again, I hear pretty good things about AUS 10, but not great things about it. So here's where I kind of get into my negative issue with this. This knife is $90. And that's the large one. The small one is $80, I believe. $90. I just don't know if it's there. Now, as far as the fall shut action, I didn't take it apart. I didn't try to mess with it. I haven't done anything with that. So it might be correctable. If I take it apart, oil it, change, you know, some things. It did come really well centered, though. I'll give them that. $90. I'm not going to bash the knife. I do like the knife. I don't know if I love it for $90. I think this one's $52. This is the Alox Electricians Victorinox. I don't know that there's, if I'm going to do a gentleman's carry, if I'm just going to pop something in my pocket, it's going to float anyway. I don't know if there's $40 difference there. And this one has more than one blade on it, more than one tool. You might be okay with that, but this is hard to recommend for $90, you guys. Another gentleman's knife. I call it gentleman's knife. It might be too big for some of you to call it gentleman's knife. This is the Kaiser Original. And I still think these are under $80. And this is just a phenomenal knife. And I think it's a better steel. Yeah, 154 CM. So I really love this knife. I don't know if it comes in this exact stainless steel, but I'm just telling you, these knives aren't that different in price, and this one's cheaper. That's a thing for me. And I would consider the Kaiser Original a gentleman's knife. Now, if you're just looking for something in this size range, you can do a lot better. I'm going to show you a few size comparisons. Then I'm going to show you a material comparison, just so you know what's out there. This is the QSP Penguin. He's a great EDC size. He's not a large knife. This one's definitely smaller, right? And then the Spyderco, let's move him down here. I consider this the perfect size for an EDC knife. This is a Spyderco Native Salt 5. Native 5 Salt, rather. He's a little bigger, he's a lot wider, but he's not considerably larger. And, I mean, price-wise, this is no comparison. No comparison at all. So again, for $90, I just want to show you this. This is a Kubi knife. This is also AUS 10. Look at that big old chunk of blade. Now, this is around $45, $48. Ooh, don't bump the camera, dingus. You can't tell me there's $40, $45 difference in those two knives. I refuse to believe it. And I just think in this, the knife's too much money. That's the bottom line, right? Here's another one. This is the Reich P662B. About the same size. It's a G2 handle. It's actually 14C28N. These are $30, man. Same thing. It's got that. It does have a pocket clip, but you can take that off easily. It does have that one thumb stud. I think I would recommend this for $30 over this for $90 all day. And I'm not even going to pull out like the Naps Lander, the Mini Penguin, the Finch Shiv. All those knives are in this size range. The Mini Penguin's smaller. I just don't think that if this checked every box you had, you said, MC, I love that knife, everything about it, and it was $70, that's the Mini Penguin. So yeah, he's significantly smaller, but he'd still work, you know, for a suit carry, anything you're going to cut at the office, at a wedding, at a whatever, this would be just fine. If this ticked every box you had For 70 bucks, I'd tell you to jump on it. I still don't love it at $70. I think this knife needs to be at 60. So I'm going to show you one more thing before I wrap this up for you. I'll do a weight on it also. I've lost the one more thing. No, I found it. We're all good. Everybody relax. Like I said, I think it needs to be $60. That's where I want to see it. And that would be perfect. At 70 bucks, if you love everything about it, I wouldn't argue with you. This is another stainless steel knife. This is the CJRB Pyrite Alternative. Stainless steel and RPM 9 steel. I think these are like $55. You might be able to get them a little cheaper. Look at the difference. You can actually get the titanium version of this one, same blade steel, for 80 bucks. So, as much as I like the style of this knife, as much as I like the way it looks, I can't recommend it for 90 bucks, you guys. And if that offends anybody, or if the Ocaso folks are watching, I'm sorry, you guys. No hard feelings, man. It's just for what's out there and what you can get. Alright, we're zeroed out there. Let's do a weight real quick. 2.7 ounces, between 2.7 2.7 and a quarter. No big deal. Very lightweight. And then let's cut something up. What have we got to cut up? We will cut up Trivisa's safety cleaning instructions, okay? So let's do that. Oops, that was my fault at the end. Definitely. So it's sharp enough, especially for what you're going to do with it. Again, no concerns, no complaints about that. I just cannot recommend this knife for $90. Not when this exists for $30. And I can't believe there's that much difference in those two knives. Okay, so I'm going to put links in the description to where I got the knife anyway, in case you do want one. I encourage you to look around or wait for this thing to drop in price. Anyway, hope you guys are doing great. I am the Mighty MC. This is the Seaton from Ocaso Knives. And we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.